Alright, round one, and a bit of an awkward hand, but I think we are going to keep. We've got a good mana distribution. Splash card is definitely awkward, but we'll see how this works out for us. So we definitely want to open with black, since that opens us up for a nice Farika's Cure on turn 2 if we need it. Springleaf Drum off the bat, okay. Black-red as well, interesting. Spear Point Oread, okay, we can handle that. That was a bad draw. So I think we're going to open with the Minotaur. It's a bit more of a threat. Although I guess we could open with Disciple and potentially get a good card out of him. But I'd rather go Minotaur into Kragma Warcaller, I guess. So I guess Borderland Minotaur makes a little bit more sense. Alright. Well, I'm glad he didn't have another red source, I guess. Oh, wow. Well, that could be problematic, especially since we just have a bunch of lands. So 3 cards left in our opponent's hand. Could get... There's a chance I get something good here. It might be worth it to Disciple him, but Borderland motivates him to stay back a little bit more. I think I do Borderland Minotaur still. Wow. Well, I just drawn a bunch of lands, unfortunately. This looks familiar. This seems to be a trend of mine for the last few videos. It's like my mana clump phase of Magic Online or something. I have to like get mana clumped for a month or so, and then I'll stop being. It's like really odd. Okay. Uh-oh, looks like he's playing something post-combat. Oh, okay. I guess I can handle that. Not sure why I didn't just put it on the spear point. So it looks like we're just going to discard a couple lands here, just based on the sheer amount I seem to have drawn here. We're going to be discarding 2 lands. And I guess we're chump blocking the spear point Oread too. I can't really afford to take much damage, unfortunately. So he's 3 mana away from the Colossus, so I guess we'll just take the Archetype. So we will be forced to chump block the Spear Point Oread, unfortunately. And I guess we're discarding 2 lands, but that's totally irrelevant. Oh, has he got Sip of Hemlock? Oh, he got a Grey Merchant too. So we got 2 and our opponent got At least one. Well, that's certainly problematic. So forced to chump block, always a shame, but cannot do a thing about it. Just drawing too many lands. Drawing so many lands that I don't mind discarding two, because I've already got more than enough to play every spell in my deck. Yeah, that doesn't do all that much, I don't think. Maybe it does. Maybe it does more than I'm giving it credit for. Because we've got to stay back and block now, so I can block the Rambler as well, which is nice. But I almost have to coordinated assault the... See, now I'm at like a crossroads. I can't really... Maybe he doesn't attack with the Rambler now, which would be okay with me too. But I think unfortunately we have to trade with the Spear Point Oread in order to stage a comeback this game. Oh, he's just swinging all in, huh? Ugh. I can kill the Satyr Rambler and chump block the Spear Point Oread and take 2, go to 4, and then next turn I have to stay back to trade with that and hopefully get a creature to drop. Otherwise I can block the Spear Point Oread, block the Gray Merchant, take 2 from that, but then I have to deal with him. I think it's actually our time now to do this and chump. And he drew a Titan Strength off the top. So I guess at this point he's forcing me to play Coordinated Assault, which sucks too. But what can I say? It would have sucked either way, I guess. You know what I mean? He would have just done it on this guy, and then I wouldn't have been able to kill it. So I guess I technically did the right block. Yeah, it totally doesn't matter if you're pumping him. You don't have trample. Okay, so we go to 4. I'm going to need a spell here. Sip of Hemlock would be much appreciated. How about a Mountain? No, Mountain actually doesn't do anything except lose me the game. So not a particularly good draw, believe it or not. Alright, so lost to some stuff and we drew a bunch of lands. Seems familiar. Let's see if we can not draw so many lands. That would be nice. Would be very much appreciated if we didn't have to draw so many lands. Spark Jolt, I guess, kills Satyr Rambler, but I don't really care about that. Same thing with Scouring Sands. Yeah, I think just removal or non-land cards. And I think we've got a pretty good shot at winning. Believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe, but those are a means to winning a game. Let's get rid of the Faded Return. It's probably too pricey. Let's bring in the Peak Eruption, and yeah, let's try it like this. Alright, we'll play first, and yeah, we'll keep this. A little bit slow, but got Peak Eruption, which hopefully does something against our opponent. Open with the Swamp. Alright. Not the worst draw. No 2-drop. This is an ideal place to do Peak Eruption. think we'll probably drop the Burnished Heart next, just to get the deck thinning and the color fixing out of the way now. And I think it's just too early to do Disciple for any real value. Oh, there's a good draw. Alright, so we'll do Minotaur instead, because he's a big threat. Maybe we draw Cragma Warcaller and get a little more abusive. Okay. I definitely want him to go deeper on that Spear Point Oread, so we're just going to swing with the Minotaur. And then we'll drop a Burnished Heart. The next turn we can actually Heart plus Bolt of Keranos. Yep, this is actually perfect. I guess he could have the Titan strength, huh? Maybe we just gun for him then. Really not in that bad of a position to just race. But, I mean, he's got 6 cards in hand. Let's just Bolt and Scry, I guess. Alright, good, we got him. Definitely keeping that on top. Here's the issue. We keep this on top, we can't sack him at the end of the turn, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyway. So I'm not going to be able to sack it in a turn, but it's okay. It actually looks like he's still a reasonable attacker. That's cool. Minotaur's already done his job, so at this point we can just offer a trade. They are on the battlefield tapped, so I can't do my Scholar this turn, but I can do Disciple. That's okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and trade. Drop our Disciple. Let's drop the land too, I guess. Guess we'll get rid of his win con. Or one of his win cons. I mean, Grizzly Transformation, it looks like a more realistic thing that he could play, but the thing is, I feel like he's far enough behind where Grizzly Transformation's a pretty useless card. I guess the same thing could be argued about Colossus, but I don't think we have any out to Colossus once he plays that. You know, Mogus. Got a Mogus in there too, huh, buddy? Huh, buddy boy? Alright, so now we sack, we get our white source, we get our Scholar out, and then we just start going to town on this ability. Yeah, I guess we have enough sources to do everything. So we're going to pay the 2. No, thank you. Draw our card. Scholar. Swing. And pass. Alright, got game 2. This guy definitely ganked a lot of stuff that we could have used. I'm sure he feels the same way about us. I imagine he just opened a Mogus and was like, okay, I'm red-black. And he was probably on the other side of the table or something like that. So, unfortunately, I think we ended up hurting each other's decks quite a bit. Yeah, he looks like he's relatively fast too, which sucks. The life gain seems relevant. Peak Eruption was huge there. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's more stuff I need or want. I think we stay the same, try it again. Alright, well, we'll keep the hand. We've got all 3 of our sources and a 2-drop. So that doesn't seem too bad. That was a nice draw. I think you can pretty safely open up with a Deathbell Raider, usually. Alright, Pharika's Cure as well, but no, we're going to definitely get our little Raider out there. It also opens us up for a Bolt if we draw a red source. Otherwise, we have Pharika's Cure next turn or Fleshmad Steed, so some pretty good options at our disposal. No plays. All right, we got to capitalize on that missing land for sure. So we'll get in. Oops. Drop the Fleshmad Steed and pass. All right, so he's missing his land drops. Got to capitalize here. There's a good draw. Next turn, it's probably over with the Warcaller. He could tap the Priest with the Springleaf Drum to play something. All right. It would appear this game's over. Yeah, especially with that Peak Eruption too. I guess he's got the Springleaf Drum, so we just go for the Omega overtake here. And that's gotta be a wrap. Certainly doesn't have good blocks here. He's got to trade with the Fleshmad Steed and take 9. And then he's just dead to Bolt and Peak Eruption. If he chump blocks, he still takes... Yeah, he still takes too much even if he chumps blocks, so he did the right move. He has to trade, but at this point we're just too far ahead, I think, for him to come back. I mean, we're going to blow up one of his lands. We've got Pharika's Cure for something. We've got the Scholar. Yeah, I think he's in big trouble. So we'll just go ahead and if we get a land, I think it's just over. Let's just Peak Eruption. Yeah, let's Peak Eruption. It's over anyway, actually, and then we Pharika's Cure here. And then he's dead. He could tap a dude in Titan Strength. Alright, so thankfully our opponent got mana screwed, and we were able to get a good turn progression out there. So that's good. It feels good to get a win. I'll see you round 2.